Welcome to Rants of Naija, Chic. There's a little heels here and there, so make sure that your shoes are comfortable enough for the walking that you're going to do. Second tip, I would advise having some cash, because you have to buy tickets for individual rides, and sometimes at the ticket stand closest to your ride, the POS might be out and the next ticket stand is a bit too far. You don't want to walk, so carry some cash for such instances. Third tip, I'll advise having some water and maybe some ice and some snacks, especially if you have a large group of children with you. Now, they didn't check our bags when we got in. I'm assuming because we had a diaper bag, that's a baby bag, so maybe that's why they didn't check our bags. But just in case they don't do that, I would advise you carry that. Now, there are places you can buy snacks on the property, but to me, I just feel like if I can cut down some expenses, why not? Because I mean, it adds up. 1,000 here, 2,000 there, 500 there. It can add up, especially if you need to rehydrate often and you're going to stay in the park for a long period of time. And do not forget your sunscreen. We're lucky the day we went, the sun was not so high up, but we had our sunscreen in case we needed to reapply. So you have to have your sunscreen on hand, especially if you're going to stay in the park for a long period of time. Sunburn is no joke. So those are just some of the tips I would have for you if you intend to visit Magic Land Abuja. I think the other thing I would add is to be methodical. We were not, so we just walked around that first few minutes aimlessly. So we ended up starting from the middle of the park and then walking to the front and then walking back. All that walking was just unnecessary. Honestly, we could have avoided that by being methodical right from the get-go. There's a 500 naira charge to enter the park itself, and then after that, each individual ride has their own prices. There's one for 500, there's 700, and there's 1,000. I think we saw one for 1,005, but we did not go on that particular ride. So what you do is go to any of the ticket stands and buy a whole long strip of tickets. They come in 500 and 1,000. I cannot remember if there was a 700 naira one. Duke was the one who bought all of our tickets, to be very honest. But anyways, you present this at any of the rides you want to go to, you know, tear it off, either the 500 naira or the 1,000 naira, and give it to them, and that's your admittance fee. For what the rides were, I think they are very, very fairly priced. Like this roller coaster you saw was 1,000 naira. This ride was hectic. When I tell you, I went on this one, I was like, the curves were sharp, but you got that thrill of being on a roller coaster. So yeah, the rides are very fairly priced. Even the one that was 1,500, I could see why it was 1,500 naira. Then we stumbled upon this place in the middle of the park. Duke is the one who actually saw it and ran back to get his phone, and then I followed him. We saw a deer, there were some ducks, and then there was this ostrich and a baby deer and this very old looking tortoise. I don't know why there was just an animal enclosure in the middle of the park. I forgot to ask them why, but it was really cool to see, especially seeing the baby. So Magic Land was definitely a 10 over 10 experience for Duke. So if you have kids and you want to go here, they will definitely have fun. For me, the adult, not so much, especially since I had to wrangle Daisy and all that, all the walking. It was not my vibe at all, but yeah, it was a fun experience. I didn't get to go on the pirate ship. I really wanted to. Duke went on it. I have gone on this pirate ship before, but at another park, so I really wanted to go on this one. But by the time Duke got off, somebody vomited inside, and I was like, I'm not going to wait for them to finish cleaning up. I do not want speckles of that on me, please. I have OCD. And that was our day at Magic Land Park Abuja. Then we went back to the hotel to freshen up, and my friend joined us, and we went off for lunch.
Bye, say hi. No?
Now, the exploring of restaurants part of any trip, that's more my vibe. Please call me for that one. Do not call me for the park one, but call me for that one. So today we're going to an Italian restaurant. The name was Cantina, I believe. It's a cute little place. Apologies, I was not able to get like more shots of the place. It was really beautiful, but there were patrons inside, and as usual, when you go to film in public, I try not to make people, feel uncomfortable. I mean, they just went there to have a meal. They do not want to have someone thrusting a camera in their faces, so I try not to do that as much. But the place was beautiful. It had a nice vibe to it. It kind of felt like homey to me almost. And as usual, you have your bread basket. Always ask for your bread, especially if you're a bread lover. Hopefully it comes warm. And then we had some pasta. I forgot what this was called, but I personally had the ravioli, which I loved. Now, it doesn't look like much, but guys, I loved it. And then we had some drinks as well. My friend had a hibiscus, basically just zobo, so I'm guessing that's just fine. Duke had a milkshake Oreo situation. It was way too sweet for me. And I had an iced tea, which was too Lipton-y for me. And that was the end of day 3 in Abuja for us. Make sure that you're subscribed and following, because there's definitely more content coming. Bye.